All right, we're live. How you doing, friends? This is the Zero DTE morning market analysis. But before we dive into the morning analysis, I've got something special to share with you. Talked about it a little bit yesterday, and that is the Zero DTE Academy. It's a dynamic, interactive school community built exclusively for options traders who want to level up. And it's not just a one-and-done course. It's an ever-evolving trading ecosystem. And for just $35 a month, you'll access a constantly refreshed curriculum, resource guides, and an ever-expanding library of recorded sessions. And we've got beginner calls every week to help you get a solid foundation. And are you already experienced? Well, we've got advanced sessions to dive deeper into refining your skill set and helping you stay ahead of the curve. And it doesn't stop there. You'll be able to uncover support and network with fellow traders, join discussions, and tap into helpful tools that simplify your process. So with the Zero DTE Academy, you're investing in continuous growth and at a professional level of trading and support. So stick around for today's analysis, and after the show, I'll remind you how you can grab your spot and start growing with a community that's about trading smarter, not harder. All right, that's my intro, and now we'll get right into the morning analysis. And well, there's the Zero DTE Academy, but let's go to the charts. All right, first, as we do every morning, we look at three different criteria for our trading analysis and situational analysis, getting ready for the trading day, and that is for trading out of the money, asymmetric, risk to reward trades, out of the money butterflies. And we're looking at volatility, so we can figure out our exposure to that level of volatility for the market. We're looking at the market direction, so we can figure out whether we're going an out of the money call fly or a put fly. And we're also looking at market structure, so we can see exactly where those entry events will be in the morning session. Before we get started, I want to say that the volatility is definitely elevated this morning, and that is most likely due to an upcoming economic report. We have the CPI coming out at 8:30 this morning a.m. Eastern Time, and that has really put a little charge into the market, and the volatility has really, for at least the localized volatility for today, not necessarily the big volatility regime like we're viewing here. The VIX really hasn't changed all that much. As you can see, it's still at just over 14, and indicating that our out-of-the-money flies for today should be somewhere between 10 and 20 wide. But the big thing that I'm talking about is this morning's volatility, and we'll assess that by looking at the big-ass fly. And why don't we do that right now? We can see clearly that the debit for the big ass fly is quite a bit lower than it's been in the past several days, where it's been well above 30. Now it is just in that 25 range. This morning it was as low as 25 and 10 cents. And that is right in range with us actually considering taking the big ass fly in the morning. And if you want to know more about that, go back in past episodes. We'll talk all about it. Also, there will be a full courseware and strategy and core strategy and all that stuff inside of the Academy as well, about what the big ass fly is all about. And it's specifically about taking advantage of things like this CPI deal that we have this morning. But it's telling us that implied volatility is elevated because of the low debit. And what that really means is that higher volatility has increased the value of options, inflated them, and that has the effect of rising the whole butterfly relative to the zero profit line, or depressing, or another way of saying it is delaying the decay of premium, so that there's more premium available in our butterfly for trading, for capturing that that volatility crush event that we're hoping to see that we will see after the CPI is announced. So that's the situation that gives us this big ass fly power. When we have energies that come into the market, it will delay the premium decay. The opposite way of saying that is that it's inflating options with more time premium and giving us a better trading situation, lower gamma, that's lower sensitivity to price, a much wider break even, and more profit potential, plus the volatility crush event, which can yield us several $100s of profit almost immediately after the economic report is released. So those are all great things, and it's a very specific trade to our service. I've been developing this trade. I've taken thousands of them. Extremely high probability trade and great return on capital. There is risk in it because it is a very large fly at the money, and so there's substantial risk. However, because of the low gamma and wide break-even points, it's very easy to manage. You just have to be diligent that if the market does decide to go south or go north to a large extent, that you adhere to the stops on this. And the stops on this is approximately $3.50. So you're talking about $175 for an E-mini S&P futures contract. You can also use the SPX for pre-market. Again, this trade is put on prior to the economic report, which comes out at 8:30, so that you can get the pricing. You can use the SPX if you have a platform that supports trading the SPX options prior to market open. There aren't a lot of them, but Interactive Broker is one. Fidelity will allow you to do it pre-market as long as you're using Active Trader Pro. TradeStation allows you to do it, but Thinkorswim does not. And so you'll have to trade the Zero DTE, the E-mini S&P options instead. So those are your two choices, SPX or the ES, prior to the market. There you go. Anyways, getting back to the market analysis. I get all excited when we get a big ass fly because it's such a high probability trade and such a great money maker for us. So I would expect that the debit may not, it's right now it's at 25.60. It might not come down that much. It's possible as we move into that time when the CPI is released that price might come down even further. Just watch it. It's best to take it before, all right? So now let's go to our trading view back again. And we'll look at market direction. I don't think this has changed from yesterday, so the trend now is definitely down. As I said, I use the above or below method of looking at the moving average for trend direction. And so yesterday the trend was down and we had a nice trade. Today the trend is also down. We're looking for a pull up into structural levels to take a put fly below. So let's take a look at what those structural levels are. So you can see this is yesterday's event where it came up right up to the structural level, bounced right off of it. That was where we would have put in a put fly below the market, and as you can see, it would have moved right into there and been a very profitable trade. Today we're looking for something similar, either up into this level here. Let's see. I just put these little pads here to indicate that it's not an exact level, but we're looking for a pull up into here or to here, something like this or this, or any of these other levels if it so hits up there. And then taking a put fly below the market. That's basically the strategy. So let's go back to the big head. So we know our volatility, we know our direction, we know that we're going to be kind of in the middle of the range of widths. So we chose 10 to 20 wide, so maybe 15, 20 wide is a good width to use for your out of the money trades today for that put fly. And we know that the big ass fly is right on the edge of being a viable trade. I would say that it is a viable trade for this morning. That when we're in that $25 area, yes, absolutely. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this analysis, and I just want to remind you, thanks for tuning in. I really enjoyed the comments and the interest in this. We do this every single morning. But listen, if you're ready to move beyond just watching and actually join in a thriving, supportive network of traders that are all like-minded in this Zero DTE endeavor, then head over to the Zero DTE Academy. For just $35 a month, you'll get access to an evolving curriculum, weekly live calls, resource guides, and way, way more. So hit the link in the description to learn more, and I'll see you on the inside. Coach Ernie, out.